So in this video, we are going to talk about punctuations. Punctuations are the marks that majorly mistaken by people when they write things. When they conversate as well, then also we need to have punctuation, that is taking pause. So when we apply pauses, it means it's a comma. When we get emotions out or sudden reactions, then we put exclamations. When we ask questions, we put question tags. We put hyphens, we put apostrophe inside or maybe after the plural part. So majorly the three ones which we are going to talk about is commas, hyphens and apostrophes, because we did talk about exclamation. After instant interjection, that is outcoming of emotion, we add exclamation, and in terms of question we add question marks. So these are very common in nature. These three we need to understand where to put and where to not. So we would talk about these three in the punctuations. So for the first one is comma. Now there are 7 scenarios you need to be careful in terms of comma. That is the first one, to separate coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction. Now we did talk about conjunctions. So here when we put words like and, but and such other coordinating conjunctions, we need to add comma. So she is tall and beautiful. So generally we don't add comma after and, but it is suggested in terms of grammatical part. After and we need to add comma. She is tall and beautiful. Okay. So, or else we can put it here as well. If you want to totally separate the and beautiful part, we can remove from here and we can add it here. She's tall and beautiful. She is tall but beautiful. So I am adding coordinating conjunctions in between and separating it with the comma. So this is the first scenario for the comma part. Let me give you the second one. When we put question tag, we did separately the question tags. We did add, I gave you example and we have added commas there already. She is beautiful. So we need to add comma just after the sentence to make it positive or negative, whatsoever it is. Isn't she? So we are putting up a question tag. We need to add comma over here. This was the second scenario. So now let us talk about the third one. To separate non-essential items. To separate non-essential items. You can do it. So this is the main thing for I want to say. If you want. So I have added the non-important, non-essential part with comma. I have separated it with the main sentence. So that's where we can add comma as well. Okay. Now I would talk about the fourth scenario when we add between name and degree and following degree. So you are having particular degree you are telling. So at that time you need to follow this one, comma. Atal Bihari ex Prime Minister of India. So here what I have added already, after the name instantly I have added comma. So between name and the degree, between name and the position, I need to add a comma. These are the 4 scenarios we just discussed about the commas. Now I would talk about the fifth one, that is used in dates. Used in dates. For example, if I write Sunday, hypothetical date it is June 20, 2012. So I have separated day, date and year, all of them by the comma. So I need to be careful. If I don't put comma, it looks erroneous, that where you are not putting punctuation. So be careful. Don't put errors in your writing. These are the 5 cases I have just discussed. Last but not the least 2 cases I would discuss to you. That is when there are more than 2 examples. More than 2 examples. For example, I like to play, swim, and run. So when there are more than two examples, I need to add comma. This is very basic. We follow since our childhood. Still, it is a part of it. That's why we just discussed it. Last one, between the name of a street and person. Name of a street and person. So for example, or maybe town. All right, town. So for example, if I say 12 Gandhi Marg, Gandhi Marg, Mumbai. So I have separated number, then particular road, and then city with a comma. This is again common in nature, but I need to register it so that it comes into the punctuations of comma. You need to be careful. Now we would talk about the hyphen. Now where to put hyphen? The first scenario where we put hyphen is when we use a word between a word and a prefix or suffix. Okay, so when it is a prefix or suffix, we need to add a hyphen. Hyphen is the dash mark. We call it hyphen. Okay, so if I say constable, if I add prefix to it, head constable. So I need to add hyphen to it. Okay, this is a prefix example. Childlike. Child is a particular word. I am adding something to it. That is a suffix. So childlike, I need to add hyphen in between it. So in between a prefix or a suffix, I need to add hyphen. That is the part of punctuation. Second scenario is between compound numbers. Between compound numbers. That is, for example, if I write 562 in numbers, 562. So when there are compound numbers, I need to add hyphen to it. That's the correct way of writing English. Okay. Now I would talk about the apostrophe. Apostrophe. Now, many people mistake over here between where to put after the word or where to put before the word. When something is really important, we put double inverted commas. Okay. When a sentence is being said, we put double inverted commas. But apostrophe is something you need to be careful in three scenarios. One, when it indicates possession. Indicates possession. In the possession scenario, you say man's car. You are telling that it is his car. Or Gopal's book. Gopal's book. So here if you observe, it comes just before the S. When we put possession, when there is some possession over there, we put just before the S. Apostrophe comes over there. Then in the second scenario, when noun is already plural. When noun is already plural, in that case, what you would do? Like for example, child, plural is children. Children's park. Children's day. So in that case, again, we need to put apostrophe S. So this is the case of apostrophe. You can't put after the S. Many people get confused. So be careful over here. This is the main scenario where generally people get confused. So children's park. Women's day. Women is already in plural. Women's day. So you need to put apostrophe before S over here. Last but not the least case is when you want to make the noun plural. Want to make the noun plural. When it is already plural, it would come just before S. When you are wanting to make it plural, it is already plural. Girls' room. Okay. Teachers' day. When you are wishing multiple teachers at a time, you make it plural, put apostrophe in the end, and you can write it this way. So put comes in the end. One more case, when we use abbreviation, we want to contract the words. When we write cannot as can't. That time also we need to use apostrophe. This is one more the common case we can address. Cannot, can't, should not, shouldn't. So N apostrophe T, and this one is after S. When you make a particular word plural and want to write apostrophe after it, that's when the apostrophe comes. So be careful about the commas, hyphen, apostrophes, exclamation and question mark. Other than that, I would just give you one tip about the comma. That is, when you are writing paragraphs, when you are writing detailed paragraphs, when a person should take a pause, then you put the comma, because there it may not be necessary that these kind of scenarios may occur. If these may occur, well and good. If these does not, then you need to be careful where I want the reader to take a pause and be thoughtful. Think about it. At that time, you need to put comma. So that is the power of a comma. Use it wisely, otherwise it will lose the essence of it. If you want to misuse the comma, you would lose the essence of it. Use it carefully. All right. This way, I would expect you to frame punctuation way sentences. Don't do mistakes at all. And solve the worksheet, see the examples, and I would see you in the other video. Thank you.